And we back. And we back. We are back. Chief Dreamer Show.
9.
Y'all will hear this episode immediately after it's recorded because we couldn't miss a Saturday. So we ain't missed a Saturday in what, 5 weeks? 4 weeks? Couldn't miss it today. So we here. We tried to go live, but YouTube, I guess when you request to go live for the first time, you got to wait 24 hours. So maybe we'll do episode 10 live, make it a nice little special thing. Y'all can comment live. We'll react if y'all want to watch. Shout out to y'all. We're gaining new subscribers every week. Yep. Shout out to all of my H&B meteors that are coming over from H&B Media, checking out the pod. I appreciate the support. Thank y'all for the views. Much love and appreciation. Welcome to Chief Dreamer Show. Dion, talk to us. How you been? How you feeling? What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Feeling good, man. Excited to talk about a few of these things, man. And what's funny? It was emotionally, it's been a rough week. So how y'all doing out there, man? It's been a week. But I'm here still figuring it out, and it's also okay to not be okay. So I'm riding it out, man. Now,
in the words of Elton John, you still standing.
Yep.
Even after all that, I'm still standing. Yeah.
And in the words of Soulja Boy, you.
If you never heard that song, by the way, that's definitely a song that I listen to when I feel like I'm going through some shit. Elton John, I'm still standing. Dion said, no.
Soulja Boy, tell him.
That's hilarious. That is goddamn hilarious.
You know what I hate? I hate that I'm so ATL shit that they doing on TikTok. Have you seen it? I ain't gonna lie.
No, I don't be tapped in on a TikTok trend.
They doing this stupid ass dance where they're like, I'm so ATL. And they do this. So if you're from Atlanta, you about to be mad as hell when you see this clip. I don't care. Y'all don't be keeping a player like the Midwest, so it is. They look they look dumb that up.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Like TikTok is probably the least used app on my phone.
Hey y'all, I'm not gonna lie.
Me versus my dog is like Dion versus his son. G, I like, listen, bro. Like, G, if I would have known having a dog was gonna be this goddamn annoying.
Yep.
I would have let somebody that really gonna fuck with mans keep that nigga.
Hey, man,
but anyways, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're a pet lover. Like, I love pets. I had a dog for 18 years, but he is not my dog.
Look at him. Hey, you can no, bro, no. It's been so many times. Yo, look at him. Look. Stop. You go piss me off. That's what he's saying on mute. So I'm just reading his lips. he said, fucking stop.
Jesus, he could be like, bro, like.
Look at him. Yo. I think I'm gonna start doing that. I think whenever somebody mute their phone,
bro,
or they mic, I'm gonna just say what they're saying.
This man, bro, like I have a very cute dog, so like everybody always wants to rub him and pet him. So he's just an attention whore. So if he hear me on the phone with somebody, he gonna be yapping and like, pay me attention. Like, shut up. No. Anyways, let's move on. Speaking of shut up, all these rappers out here talking all this trash, but ain't none of them J. Cole.
Oh, yeah. Y'all see what he looking at? Look, this how you know TPJ is mad.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. Now you gonna have to talk about the J. You talk out because he finna go in a room in his kennel. Do y'all hear this man?
Listen.
Sit your ass down.
I knew you were mad because you muted your mic and then you licked your lips. That was the most light-skinned shit you've ever done. Like, listen. Listen, the man said, "This is what you did."
Bro.
Hold on, wait. I'm about to do exactly what you did. You was like this. You muted it. You was like, yo, chill out, man.
Bro.
No, listen. You want me to tell you the best part about being a parent is now you starting to realize that the stupid shit you say to me is like I'll be stressed the fuck out beyond belief. Bryson in the back just going crazy, and I'm losing my shit, and you'll be like, "Oh man, it's cool." Hey, yo, shut your ass up. Don't tell me it's cool.
That's the one thing I give my daughter credit for. Whenever I used to podcast, if I just put her in her little thing, turn on her show, quiet as hell. I got the little baby cam on, be podding. You can't do that shit with a goddamn dog. This nigga over here, look at me, please. But favorite J. Cole verse?
What's yours? Talk to me. What's yours?
His verse off a song called I think it's called The Badness. Is it The Badness with Omen? Hold on, it's called The Badness. J. Cole, yes. J. Cole, The Badness off the warm up. Believe in God. I think the verse is something like believe in God, like the sky up in the sky, something like that. But like I really love that verse. Like he said, I seen a baby cry seconds. I seen a baby cry seconds later. She's laughs. The beauty of life. Like you gotta play the verse. Like if the tape wasn't on streaming, I would have played it. But they definitely were gonna claim that shit now because it's on streaming. But I don't have any tattoos. And if I would get a tattoo, it would always be this one J. Cole lyric, and it's from that verse. And he said, I swear I walk with God, but the devil keep following me. And I always thought, like, if I get a tattoo, I want to get a tattoo, even though, like, one of my ex-girlfriends like, why would you do that? I was going to get a tattoo of, like, either on my arm or on my back of, like, Jesus walking, and then his shadow is the devil. And the lyric is, I swear I walk with God, but the devil keep following, because I feel like it's like the yin and yang of life. But I'm not committed to a tattoo. Never had one. Women always ask me why I don't have one. I'm just like, I just don't feel like it's nothing that I want to put on my body for the rest of my life. Personally.
If we ever, no, fuck that. Not no if. What about when we get to 1 million?
Oh my God. Yeah, we get to 1 million. Okay. If we survive through 1 million.
No. Ain't no survive. We get to 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, we get to 1 million subscribers. Yeah, I get a million. I get 1 million. I get 1 million on my arm.
I didn't. Don't be a fucking tramp stamp. Chill out. Like,
what you mean?
Let's just. No, I'm saying we could design later. Let's just focus on the thought. Damn, you just. Jesus Christ.
I'm a designer. What you mean? You can't tell me to get a tattoo when we hit when we hit 1 million and I don't have no thoughts about it. Like, yeah.
I would design your ass quiet. Jesus Christ.
But you know what I will say? The one tattoo that I always thought about getting was just like my daughter's birthday on my arm. But also at the same time, who gives a flying fuck?
You better get something because we getting to 1 million.
No, we could. I'm there. We there. But still, whatever. So what's your favorite J. Cole verse? Because you the one that actually came up with this topic.
I have two that lyrically, sonically, topic-wise, like, I think he left Earth. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like,
if you say that fucking Benny the Butcher verse, I'm gonna get up here and walk off.
Oh, well, walk off. That's one of them. Fuck you talking about. Get off. I don't care. Now y'all see how light-skinned he is.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I love Cole, but man, y'all gotta I don't like this notion everybody got that Cole is rapping better than he ever has. I don't agree with that.
Hey, hold on. Shut up. Because I didn't even say that. So shut up. Thank you. I didn't say he's rapping because the verse that I think is better than that came out before that. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying he did leave Earth on that verse. I didn't say he's rapping better because my favorite verse, my favorite Cole album, and this might be something that get people up in arms, is not Forest Hills Drive. Mine is Born Center. So like I'm just letting you know, like everybody else feel, but I do know on this verse, the man said, on the night I was born, the rain was pouring, God was crying, lightning struck, power outage, sparks was flying, the real ones here, the young boy that walked with lions around the outlines of chalk where the corpse is lying. Of course, I'm trying to revive a sport that's dying, but the guns and the drug bars that y'all relying got these nerds thinking that that these niggas hard as I am. But that just mean I ain't as comfortable as y'all with lying, bro. Come on, bro. That's how he started the verse, dog. Bro.
Incredible verse, crazy verse.
Oh my God.
But we saw Cole apologize. So I don't want to hear none of that. I'm a super duper. I'm laying these. Like, look. I am cool with the Dreamville niggas, like them, like my homies, and like I've met Cole. Cole is a very nice guy. But if I the craziest part, bro, when I met J. Cole, like number one, like he a mad, just normal ass guy. He walk in, he literally shake everybody's hand at the table, introduce himself, and I'm like, and literally when I shook his hand, I'm like, yo, Cole, like I fuck with you, bro. I fuck with your shit. I'm like, and you watched Drake on First Person Shooter, which is ironic, right? Because this was like literally, I think I met Cole like a month and a half before the beef started. Yeah. It was right after First Person Shooter dropped. Yeah. So literally, I dapped him up. I'm like, yo, Cole, I've been fucking with you forever, man. Like you one of the goats. I'm like, and you watched Drake on First Person Shooter. He just kind of laughed and then like walked over and like sat down on the couch. Yeah. But I don't want to hear that shit no more, Cole. I love you, Jermaine. You got me through a lot of tough times, but I don't want to hear no more of that tough rapper talk shit again.
All right, cool.
That I'm the best. I'm a madman. I'm a madman, sad man. Kill him on the. I don't want to hear none of that no more.
All right, madman, sad man.
Rap about folding clothes again.
That's crazy. Shut up.
Rap about folding clothes again, Cole, and I love you. And I'm not gonna post this clip because I don't want my Dreamville niggas to be mad.
For real. But the verse, my favorite verse from J. Cole, that was number 2. Hands down. Number 1, Pretty Little Fears with on Black Song. The man started off and said, I'm loving your light, vulnerable. Letting your guard down is honorable, especially when the past ain't been that's friendly to you, but there's magic in that. You the flower that I gotta protect and keep alive in the wintertime. Like, don't you listen. He said, this man literally said, you're the flower in the winter that I gotta protect. He said, I keep you alive. Like, don't you die yet, bro. Come on. Bro. He went crazy.
By the way,
bro, that dog pissing you off, bro.
I swear, bro. If you're gonna watch the video, I'm not cutting this shit out. So if you watch the video of this, you're gonna be like, it's probably gonna be one of the funniest episodes ever on video. So if you listen to this in audio form and you don't watch this on video, you probably gonna want to watch the first 15 minutes of this pod because he's definitely about to get put in the room the next time you start talking for more than 30 seconds.
Bro, listen, bro. Every time I'm talking, this is exactly what you're doing when you're listening. You listening, and then you like this.
It's just like, bro, why? What's even the point of buying you a gate so you can have a whole little area? If you gonna cry the whole time you in the goddamn fence, you might as well stay in the kennel.
Hey, bro. Hey, listen, man. I'm just happy that he tested your patience. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I am not.
Yeah, you triggered.
My life would be a lot less stressful if I was not a pet owner. I even got to. I'm finna take a trip. I'm like, man, I gotta house this nigga now. Like, god damn it.
Yep. You gotta definitely find something to do with him. I got a German Shepherd. I don't be knowing what the hell to do with him sometimes. I'll be looking at him like, look at your ass. Just look. Look at you, big ass motherfucking dog. You just a big motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
All right, but let's go ahead. Let's talk about it actually, because this is probably the hottest topic in the world right now at this point. Which is funny. Like even Donald J. Trump tweeted in disgust as we watched Shedeur Sanders, who Mel Kiper, ESPN draft analyst for 30 plus years, been a draft analyst covering college football for 47 years, I believe he said during the draft. Mel Kiper was very, very upset. And I believe everyone at this point believes that the league essentially colluded together to not draft Shedeur Sanders in any of the top 5 rounds, or he think got drafted in the 5th round, but any of the top 4 rounds. Number one, they felt like he was arrogant. But also number two, like this whole conversation surrounding his father, Dion Sanders. And really like my group chat that I have 2 different, I got 3 different group chats really. I got one with Glasses Malone and Pavy where we literally just talk basketball and rap. I got another one with like my homies that I didn't know since high school or for like 15 plus years. And then I got another one with other set of homies that I've known for like 10, 15 years. But the other one is always the more intellectual conversation. So like the conversation but I'm saying this to like bring up the point because I want to know your opinion because like this is the argument that we've been having. Like I feel as though this entire thing has been an example of them buck breaking not only Sheduer but also Dion Sanders and his whole family.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says. I believe that this was economic warfare.
Yeah.
Whether I believe by definition, I can probably look it up right now. I believe by the Webster's definition of economic warfare, what you witnessed with Shedeur Sanders in this NFL draft was economic warfare and buck breaking. It was telling Dion Sanders, you still a boy, and so is your boys. And we don't give a fuck how good he think he is. He only as good as we say he is. Mm-hmm. He lost over $60 million by sliding in that draft from the 1st round to the 5th round. There has been no draft in which Mel Kiper has had a top 5 projected quarterback pick. He was number 2 on his list.
Yeah.
To not get drafted in the 1st or the 2nd round.
Economic warfare refers to the use of economic measures like sanctions, tariffs, and embargoes to weaken an adversary's economy and influence its political and military power. It is a form of coercion that aims to achieve strategic goals without resorting to traditional military conflict.
Exactly. And to me, by definition, that is what that is. Because this whole entire thing is political. Like maybe not like red versus blue, but it's political in the sense of everyone knows that Dion Sanders wants to be an NFL coach. Yep. But the problem with Dion Sanders is he's Dion Sanders. He's going to come with Dion Sanders. That's the brand. That's what you get in. But as you see, everywhere he goes, he wins, right? Even Sheduer at every single level, from Little League to JUCO to the NCAA.
Yep.
So this entire thing and gambit and all this stuff that's being run by the NFL, I believe, to me, I'm alleging that I believe it's allegedly economic warfare. And I think that's what we're seeing. And it's been sad to watch, and it's been a disgrace. And for someone as esteemed as Mel Kiper, even though people might not always like his football takes and his opinions, Mel Kiper is one of the most esteemed journalists to ever walk the face of this planet. And for him to be on national television multiple days in a row saying that he is disgusted and that this has to be something else other than for football reasons is ridiculous. I turn the mic over to you.
So I think I want to kind of give people a little context or kind of insight into the timeline about what you talked about, because I think that's important. I think that what you lifted up is something that I'm happy that we're talking about, because when you talk about different forms of warfare, a lot of people aren't aware when they're in it that they're impacted by it. You know what I mean? Now we're in a hypersensitive environment where people are learning by now because it's affecting their livelihood what a tariff is. But tariffs have existed, you know what I mean, forever. Not forever, but you know what I'm saying, for you know what I'm saying, for decades.
I mean, well, honestly, for as long as you've had trade, you
Right,
kind of
right,
have
yeah,
had
yeah. You know what I
tariffs.
mean?
I
Yeah,
mean,
just different, a
I
different,
mean,
yeah,
we
different.
just
We call it a thing, but
I would say colloquially for the listeners out there, it was just called bartering before.
right, right.
Like you
So
would give somebody 10 bushels of
right,
broccoli and they would give you back 10 things of corn and maybe $1. You know,
right,
that dollar is the tariff. You know what I mean? That
right,
type of
right,
thing.
right. So when you talk about that warfare, I wanted to lift that up because I think that like I don't want people to only focus on the personality of this problem. Because if you focus on the personality of this problem, you're gonna miss out on how, because of the timeline. And I'll tell you this, like, and I think after I say this, I'm pretty sure you'll agree. I am so thankful that we saw it play out in real time. I'm so thankful that we didn't get a report of what happened from the NFL. We saw it in real time because your argument was strengthened with every pick that was selected. Now, my issue here is simple. Does does do some players or most players have inflated sense of self? Absolutely. Right? So if you are to ask a player where they feel they should be drafted, most of the time they're going to say something that exceeds where where they are projected. That's fine. The
Can I ask you a
issue,
question?
talk to me.
No, I'm just saying this for viewer and
Yeah.
listener context that don't know you. You played football in high school, right?
No, didn't play.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you
So
definitely you got
yeah.
you look like you definitely look like a running back in high school.
So now when we think about how polarizing Shedeur is, I won't go the Dion route yet because I don't think we're respecting the disdain for the son alone. You know what I mean? There is a separation. I'm not saying that it's not greater for Dion, but
I'm not making that face
yeah,
because because I want to argue that. I just don't understand why.
right, right. No, no, but listen, it don't even matter. If anything, I'm just lifting it up because we have to,
Now
right?
I will say this: the internet got mad at me because I critiqued Shedeur when he went to the
Well,
NFL Combine and the way he
hold
was
on.
dressed. Go ahead.
I just want to finish this thought. We combine the disdain and we say it's for the family. No, these are two separate hates, right? One, you have a Gen Zer who you don't like, who's not running from the critique. He's leaning into it. So you're already playing the heel as a black man. So you're playing the heel as a black male
Brilliant point.
like Gen Z quarterback. Not only that, you're playing the heel while making millions of dollars as a black man. You're playing the heel while making millions of dollars as a black man who is giving off the impression that he does not care what you think. So now when you think about Sheduer, your first interaction with Shedeur's brand is not one of, hey, who is this kid? No, it's, hey, this guy is holding up an iced out Rolex.
Yeah.
Even though, and think about this. Traditionally, when you show a black kid with an iced out Rolex, it gives off the impression of financial mismanagement, even though they have no idea what his finances are. So, like they're saying, hey, he's a college quarterback, iced out, iced out Rollie.
I get that, but like his
Hold on,
daddy is Dion
no, hold on,
Sanders.
no. What
To
I'm
me,
telling you,
those arguments from those people are
no,
illogical. Go ahead. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not
I mean,
arguing
right,
with
no,
you. Go
of
ahead.
course. I'm just trying to walk because what we got to do, bro, is these are all of the small themes before we get to the major one. So what I'm saying is like now we have this. This is all before getting that. This is first name hate. Now let's get to the last name hate. You have a black man who you have tried to buck break for decades in everything that he has done. And let me tell you, the only time you can be pissed off when you're trying to buck break a black man is when he succeeds. And you know what Dion Sanders has done? He played 2 sports. You know what he did? He taught. You know what he did? Went to Jackson State and made it a thing. You know what he did? Went to Colorado, which was dead on arrival, and brought more than $100 million of economic value and worth back to Boulder, Colorado. All the while, they are openly hating on the fact that he's calling his shot and making the shot. And so now you have this snowball effect of
this man Dion got away with words, boy.
Man,
the TED Talk Dion. Go ahead, get in your bag. Get in your bag.
So now you have this thing where you have first name snowballing into second name snowballing. And now you have a situation where, as we approach the draft, those who understand that by the trackable metrics of success for a college quarterback are in black and white, all of the hate is in the gray. And so now we have a situation where Sheduer does not go top 10. And all of those who say, oh, well, he was really a projected, late first round, second round. Okay, cool. But what I said and what I'm happy about is this was happening in real time. And so now you have all of these people after day one, they cemented their argument in that Shedeur Sanders was a late first, second round draft talent. But then we get to the second round. And now you're starting to see in real time all of these arguments, the merit is being stripped away. Because now you see teams that need quarterbacks not take quarterbacks. Now you see the teams that do select quarterbacks that could hold a flame to Sheduer. And then the rounds keep going. And you land.
And they keep going. And they keep going. And they keep going. And they keep panning the camera and putting the camera on them and talking about them every chance they can. That's why I said, like I said, I really believe that they purposely tried to buck break that man live in front of the world and let him and his whole family and his daddy know, you and your boys are still boys. And if we want to take $60 million out of his pocket, we will, because we can. And we don't give a fuck what you got to say about it. And if you got a problem with it, deal with it.
And here's the thing. A loose equivalent for anybody out there who doesn't really follow football. This is a loose equivalent, not exactly, but just to kind of paint the picture. This is the equivalent of everyone knowing in the draft that the top 2 talents, okay, are Zion Williamson and Ja Morant. And instead of Ja going second, instead of Ja going third, Ja sat to day 3 and went to a team that already has 4 point guards. And so what I I'm not surprised, because I'm never surprised by the black trauma and experience and things that we have to overcome to stay focused and be successful and pay it forward.
Not even that. Just to be able to play the game.
To play and
you and a lot of people close to me know about the situation that I dealt with at a former place that I was working at. And I felt like it was a situation, and I'm not saying that it was done intentionally or with malice, but if you are in an industry where that's just the way things work, you either are going to be a that's just the way things worker, or you're going to innovate. Yep. And rather than me, and honestly, this has just been my journey the last 7 years, rather than me continue to be a worker that is just going to continue to be a cog in the clock, doing and perpetuating the same systems that I've seen myself be a victim of, not even just as a black man, just as a creative person, because as a creative person, everyone is doing everything they can to take from us. Right? Even when you look at Ryan Coogler, and I know you're going to go see Centers, and we'll talk about it in depth on the next pod, but it's been this whole conversation surrounding Ryan Coogler and him getting the rights back to his movie after 25 years. And my thing is, well, hold on real quick. Hold on, wait, real quick. Real quick, and then you can say.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. I own a sports media company, right? So I have a YouTube channel, and we got social media, stuff like that, right? So the language in perpetuity when it comes to content that it will exist on a social media platform is understandable, obviously, because you want to be able to keep the videos on the YouTube channel because you don't want to delete them, right? Yeah. But when we're talking about films and things that are being distributed across multiple planes, multiple mediums, they make you sign away your rights in perpetuity on regardless of and they'll even put on any planet in a contract, right? So why is it that if I create the film, I produce the film, and you are just essentially distributing and co-producing the film with me, right? Why is it that you should be able to keep all my rights in perpetuity?
And that's
right.
Because
so, and I will say this: even the difference between my contracts and other contracts that you will see in the industry. The reason why all the podcasters that I've ever worked with love working with us at H&B Media, because in our agreements we literally state that the only thing that we own is the content that you distribute on our platform. Just that piece of content. If you came up with the show name and that's your show name and your brand name, you still own the rights to all your IP and your trademark. We just own the rights to continue to distribute that thing on our platforms. So even the creators that work with us, when they leave us, they don't leave without their name, like a Prince situation or that type of thing. And I did that on purpose because I don't need to own your name. I don't need to own what you make. I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to rape you or take from you. And this industry as a whole, because football is entertainment, whether we like it or not.
Yep.
The entertainment industry at a whole, sports is the highest level of what that is, right?
Yep.
Which is why you see more athletic billionaires than you see billionaires that are actors, right?
Yep.
So at its highest form, the football players and the baseball players and the NBA players are the highest paid entertainers in the world, right? So when you get into these situations where you have to choose whether to continue to be a part of the cog or try to innovate, you're going to always end up in a situation where they're going to use economic warfare to try to hurt you. Even if that means misrepresenting things, trying to own your rights, trying to own your royalties, trying to take your publishing. So whether it's Shedeur Sanders or Ryan Coogler and Centers or Dion Sanders, all of this shit boils down to economics and us not being in a position where we are strong enough economically as a base to be able to walk away from that base and go do our own thing. But it's set up in that way on purpose. And so you can speak about what Ryan Coogler said, but to me, all of this is like a microcosm of the same thing. And even the next topic we're going to talk about with Shannon, I feel like all of it like is parallel. It might not be the exact same thing, but all these things to me, watching all this stuff unfold in real time, it feels parallel. Now you can see the purposeful pieces of the clock aiming to harm us. Whereas before it was always conjecture and conspiracy. Now, as you said before, we're watching it in real time. So I'm done speaking on that. You can go ahead.
No. I just wanted to touch on, and next time, you know what I'm saying? Let me in for a sentence because it now it's out, it's after. You feel me? I'm like, goddamn. But no, I was just gonna say that Ryan responded. He said, and his short response was, people are reacting as if my deal is unique for the space. And it's not. It's not. It's unique for a Black person. And that's the thing, And that's it. This is only news because people did not expect a Black man to go in and ask for what he asked for. Because you know what I love about press releases and about news stories? As a writer, I listen to the whole thing. And you want me to tell you what I love about what everybody said, but didn't pay attention? What they said about this, but they kept glossing over. They said Ryan pitched this script and wanted the rights and said it to studios for the last 2 to 3 years. So here's the funny thing. Y'all knew what he wanted. Y'all said no. What was this? 2 years ago, a studio said yes. Y'all mad because it's successful. He called his shot. Y'all didn't want to be. Can I, Thomas? Let me. You just said it, but can I?
Go ahead. No.
It's something.
That's why when you said, "Let me get a sentence in," no. Listen. When we have these long intellectual debates, the reason why I just shut up when you talk is because I know that you gonna we will always circle back to and bring it back. So go ahead. I'm listening. I'm genuinely listening.
I'm lifting up what you just said. He pitched the script. You feel me? To everybody. Y'all just mad because the dope he's selling, y'all not getting a cut off of. When he asked y'all, did y'all want in? We've all been there. We've all pitched in and bought a pizza. And you didn't want to put in. But now you mad because we got the pizza. We broke it down. We celebrating. We happy. We're closer. And you over there eating your burger. And now you talking to other people about the scenario and you're leaving out and not lifting up the fact that Ryan wanted to eat with you. He kept it about business. And what I love about people that talk about business moves is he ain't got no emotion. He went out there and shot the shot and hit the shot. And now he hits you with the Jordan shrug because y'all tripping. Y'all didn't want to pass him the ball. And what I love about this, bro, is the man is consistent. Some of the best Rotten Tomatoes. Now Rotten Tomatoes don't matter. Now Rotten Tomatoes don't matter. When every other movie that drops Rotten Tomatoes, the early reviews, the early Rotten Tomatoes percentage is the barometer for what is good art. From TV shows to movies, even certain episodes of TV shows. But when that 100% Rotten Tomatoes dropped for Sinners, ooh, y'all got uncomfortable. Some people got uncomfortable in the industry. And that's what this is about. This is only the Ryan Coogler Sinners controversy around him getting the rights back is only an issue because it's successful. If this had a 30% Rotten Tomatoes score, it would have been laughed and scoffed at. And that's what I love about it. That's why when we talk about bug breaking and just trying to survive and beat the odds, the only time they're uncomfortable is when you're whipped and you don't fold.
Yeah, that's what's your name, boy? What do you say? Kunta Kinte. No, your name is Toby. What's your name, boy? Shedeur Sanders. No, your name is Toby.
And listen,
that's what we've been watching in real time for the past 3 weeks with all of these conversations surrounding really a lot of stuff that's going on in terms of black economics. And to me, whether people gonna realize it or not, they purposefully, once they saw the forecast for that movie was gonna be off the charts, they said, "Oh man, he gonna own this."
Yep. And I'm telling you, and I know the dog.
What if he gonna make $1 billion, bro? He gonna own this?
No, and
he getting a quarter of it?
No,
he gonna own it? He gonna get $250 million off our back instead of his normal $5 million? Man. His normal $10 million director fee for a Marvel movie? He's gonna get $250 million like Spielberg did, like George Lucas did, A lot of people don't know this. You might not know this, right? But George Lucas's, right, first film, a lot of people don't know this, but the reason why George Lucas is a billionaire and will go down as one of the richest filmmakers ever is because George Lucas had already created Star Wars, but he took Star Wars to every single damn studio, and he's pitching them this thing like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot it, and we're gonna take the background out. We're gonna have these flying things like the script, all these different aliens and these creatures, and they're like, yo, and they're like, yo, we don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We want you to shoot a movie for us, because I think he did like a TV movie called THX 1138, and it was produced by Coogler. It wasn't a TV movie, but it did well. It made $2.4 million on a $700,000 budget, right? So it did well. So they're like, all right, we want your next film. His next film was a film called American Graffiti, which had Ron Howard and Richard Dreyfuss in it, right? And they had it attached. But he's like, yeah, I don't want to make that movie. I want to make Star Wars. And they're like, we don't give a fuck about Star Wars. He's like, well, how about this? Let me make y'all a deal. I'll make American Graffiti for your studio if you give me the funds to produce Star Wars, and I own all of the rights to the merchandise, to the music, to the script, and the characters. And they said, man, we don't give a fuck. That stupid ass space movie ain't gonna do shit. And now you look at what Star Wars is, and that's why George Lucas was able to become a billionaire and eventually sell Star Wars to Disney.
For like because in
a Ryan Coogler kind of way, we don't want that, man. We don't want that dumbass vampire movie. That shit not gonna do nothing. We want you to go back and make another Marvel movie. If we do this for you, can you go make another Marvel movie?
Yeah.
If we help you get this made, yeah. But I want 25% because this is for me. This is my shit, and I want to do this for my people. Man, we don't give a fuck. Take that shit. Then it dropped, and it's one of the greatest movies of all time. And now it could make. And I even feel that once they knew it was that good, they even stifled the way it was released. Even like to make, like, I think it would have made double if they marketed it like a Marvel movie. That movie would have probably made triple what it's made. It's only made as much as it's made because Variety and Hollywood piss niggas off. And we like, oh, y'all think we playing with y'all. Y'all think y'all gonna do this to one of us? Nah, we finna go and sit in and go see it on the biggest screen possible.
Hold on. Bro, that is exactly why Nico did not understand Luka Doncic, bro. They don't understand, and I'm about to draw the parallel. The reason why is because they didn't understand that through Black Panther, through Chadwick, they didn't understand that Ryan is now in a different class. They don't understand that Ryan is one of those ones that, hey, everybody else, look, we understand. But there's a certain path to Black excellence and ancestry that Ryan Coogler is on. To the point where you can see it when Denzel talk about him. You can see it when the actors and sinners give the interviews and they talk about him. And so what I love about it is you just said it. They didn't understand who they were whipping. And they thought that they could throw out the headline. And let me tell you what I love about it the most, bro, is when you do it the right way and you piss us off the right way, the people that y'all think won't say that will say that, which is why I fucking love Ben Stiller saying, hey, they did all this and this your dumbass headline? Oh, no, we're not doing that. And that's the point. The point is that no matter what.
Yeah, because Ben know he ain't done no shit like that in decades. Bro, don't get me wrong. Ben Stiller has done shit like that in the early 2000s. Meet the Parents, like that's like his brainchild.
No, he's doing it now. Hold on, wait.
No, I know that, but I'm saying for the listeners out there, Ben Stiller has been a filmmaker and a producer that has been taking original concepts and making them into hits for decades. He hasn't really done. He's doing it right now with Severance, but I'm talking about from a film perspective.
No,
so
I
I'm
know,
saying, I'm saying Ben Stiller ain't had a movie that did 60 million in the first week in probably 20 years. So to hear someone like him be like, "Yo, what?
Yeah,
I ain't doing shit like this."
But listen, also, even when you talk about the 2 or 3 top Severance episodes that when they were previewed, the Rotten Tomato scores were used as the fucking barometer. So now he also knows that the same system that just lifted up this last season of Severance and naming it as one of the greats, y'all ain't even giving it the credit it deserved, but y'all want to talk about the budget? What do we talk? When the fuck do we talk about the budget other than the fact that it's about to make a fuck ton of money and it's a critically acclaimed fucking piece of art, bro?
Or when it bombs and it makes no money.
No, exactly.
But this is not anywhere near that.
But they're talking like it is, bro.
Exactly. So that's when we as a people be like, "Oh, y'all think we playing?"
Because
But the problem, like I said, with sports entertainment is there's no way for us to fight the NFL.
Yeah.
Because number one, players making too much money to quit. And if however many thousands of players in that league quit, then that means that's tens of thousands of people that are economically hurt just within their families alone. So you are able to enact economic warfare because there is no other option. Versus when you have, that's the reason why I love art, because you can commoditize art, and this is the other reason why I say AI is not art. You can commoditize art, right? You can. But ultimately, it's up to the person that creates the art to allow you to commoditize that art. Versus if you play sports, there are only so many ways you can become a commodity in sports, because there are only so many places where you can go as an athlete and earn a living.
Exactly. And
so
I'll tell you this.
That's the only saving grace for Ryan Coogler, was the fact that he made art. And because of the fact that he made art, and the art within itself resonated so deeply with people, and people saw how disrespectful the conversation surrounding that art that is the commodity, and said, no, we have to uplift and support this commodity that is this piece of art, to make this piece of art more valuable for the artist, because we believe in the message behind not only the movie, but also seeing what we believe are people being denigrated in a spot where they should be celebrated. But the problem is, for a guy like Sheduer, there is no recourse for that. He just got to go out and play football. And at this point, if you a 5th round draft pick, now you like the 3rd or 4th, 5th backup. Like, you got to really work to make the team. When you, as I said earlier, were a projected top 5 pick by Mel Kiper, the number 2 quarterback, and you wound up being the 9th or 10th quarterback taken in a draft where you threw for 4,400, 4,200 yards last year. 70% completion percentage. He had what, 14 interceptions, I believe?
He had the highest. 2 stats, bro. 2 stats. He has the highest completion percentage in Power 5 school history. And listen to this, bro. I don't care. He was in the top 10 fucking Heisman finalists, bro. What the hell are we talking about? Like, what? Listen.
And guess what? He was throwing the ball to the one that won the Heisman. And literally, the GM of the Jags said, if Travis Hunter was just a cornerback, we still would have taken him where we took him. If he was just a wide receiver, we still would have taken him where we took, because he's that good on both sides of the ball. Who the fuck was throwing him the ball without a line? Now, don't get me wrong. I've said on my show, and I even won a bottle bet, that I don't believe Sheduer is going to be that good of a quarterback. I believe he's going to be more of like a Tyrod Taylor type, which is like an average quarterback. But that has nothing to do with what he was last year and what he put on tape and what everyone was saying before the NFL Combine. And before they wanted to buck break him and economically harm him and his family because they felt like he was too arrogant. And there's no way you think you gonna choose where you going, boy. Not in our league.
And I'll say this, then we can move on.
Yeah.
Before this, I would have agreed with you. I would have said, man, like, you know, it depends on fit. It depends on, you know, where he is. But like even with Tyrod Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Even with, you know what I'm saying? Even with what's his name that used to play for the Ravens? Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco was kind of went that journeyman route or whatever stuff like.
Yeah, he's on the Browns.
No, but listen. But the fire and the chip and the embarrassment and the disdain that they just gave that boy who is just like his father, I would argue he will never forget this. And when he get on that field, I'm sorry. I like the way that it make my blood boil. And when I looked at a couple of the videos of him, like as he slide, like he said, I'm leaning on God. And he said, man, when like Dion said, man, when you get the opportunity, that's it. And what I love about it is man, I promise you, no amount of buck breaking, no amount of hating, no amount of sabotage stopping me when I'm locked in that mode. And that's what I want, like some stuff we got to go through. We got to feel that fire. And I hope he remember for 3 days and 3.5 days, he had to go to bed and wake up with the whole world looking at his embarrassment on every screen, on every phone in the world.
To the point where the president of America, whether you love him or hate him,
dog.
Like when Donald Trump tweeting like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yep.
Like, all right, like literally when I saw white people getting upset and being like, yo, what's happening? I was like, oh, it's not just us. We not just tripping out this time. They not just making us feel like we crazy. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
But let's end this on a positive note when it comes to Sheduer. I actually want to play his speech that he did, and then we can move on and get to the next topics. But to me, this is like a much deeper conversation than the NFL draft that we just had. So I hope y'all understand this is much bigger than us.
Yeah.
Sheduer and all that. And I'm not even, and like I said, I'm not even 100% claiming racism. I said economic warfare. Now, there are racial undertones, but ultimately this was economic warfare. Yep. That's what it was. But let's listen to Sheduer, see what he got to say.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Came support. Thank you, everybody out there, all the fans. Hey, it's not time for yourself, bro. No. No. Thank you for the fans. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for Browns organization for giving me a chance. That's all I need. W God in the chat. It's perfect timing. Our belief in God. That's all we care about. We know these decisions. Things happen. Yeah. Sometimes it's adversity. We gotta change it though. We gotta do different.
We gotta do different. We can't control the uncontrollable.
You can't control that. So you just gotta remain positive, stay happy at all times, and know God got you. I knew the whole time God had me, so I wasn't really panicking because I understood it's about perfect timing. So in that case,
hey man, I gotta respect it, man. Gotta respect it. Shout out to the young man, man. I hope if I wasn't rooting for him before, which I wasn't, not just because I disliked him. If I wasn't rooting for him before, I'm rooting for him now. But let's move on. We could spend about 5-10 minutes talking about the Shannon Sharpe avalanche.
Two,
cool. 2. Yeah, that's fine. But my only opinion is I
Time out.
Go ahead.
You so tired of this shit. Hey, look. Hey, wait. Whatever motherfuckers start with my only opinion is they so tired of this shit, dog.
It's just like, because obviously because I cover sports and I work in sports, people, I'm having a lot of different conversations about this, and I had a conversation with a woman last night, kind of about this and this whole interaction, and it's funny, like I don't be knowing how much people be paying attention to what I post on Instagram, like because I use Instagram really as like a marketing vehicle for all these things I do. But then people will see me outside and be like, yo, I saw that clip you, like literally one of the homies is like, yeah, bro, I think like Shannon Sharp just really like a sex addict. Like I saw that clip where you was talking about it and I agree with what you're saying. But so for me, this is twofold. Halfway, it's a shakedown. Other half, with all the other reports coming out, I believe Shannon got some real deep anger issues and some issues allegedly with
race?
No, not only with race, but with keeping his hands to himself.
Yep.
And you can ask any girlfriend I've ever had. When we first get together, my rule with them is, hey, I don't do none of that play fighting. I don't like it. I don't participate in it. Keep your hands to yourself. I'm gonna keep my hands to myself, and let's like make this a great union and have as much fun as we can. I don't really believe Shannon got that type of feeling in his heart when it comes to his interactions as he deals with women. And whether the reports and all this other stuff that are coming out are true or not, I've seen Jason Whitlock multiple times over the past year and a half allude to Shannon Sharp having a very dark incident when he worked at FS1. And then ironically, guess what comes out? That report about him allegedly choking a production assistant who he was having a sexual relationship with at the Fox studios, allegedly. So I don't know. Only thing I know is I didn't think it was over for him last time. I think it's kind of over. Like, I don't really want to tap in and listen. Like, I can't even really take him seriously no more, because like I fuck with Unc, because Unc had his little funny little sex jokes and he the swag and all that stuff. But it's like you really just doing all that to posture to try to feed your addiction more than you are being genuine, because in my estimation, you can't be a person behind the scenes that's like allegedly choking women. Like you know what I mean? Like you gotta really be a different kind of motherfucker to choke somebody. It's like somebody that's like it's like when a motherfucker be stabbing. So like you gotta be a crazy motherfucker to stab somebody.
You gotta be crazy to threaten seriously to choke somebody too. Yeah. Like when we said like, boy, I'll choke shit. Like we joking, but to like really like when you heard it, he like, yeah, I'm gonna choke the air out of you.
I don't. Now this is the thing. According to TMZ, he has been having sex with this woman for however many years, and they've wait, and they've had BDSM, like that kinky tie you up type shit, sadomasochist type of relations over 100 times. So if this is their thing, I understand that. But you can't be that green to not know that you got all this money and shit on the line. Like if this is old shit coming back to haunt them, I would be like, all right, if it's shit from 20 years ago, maybe you might be a different person. You was wilding. But doing this, why you doing? You interviewed the vice president and you out here telling this white woman via text and on the fucking phone you gonna choke her. What's wrong with you, G?
But listen, you glossed over the important part. He's not just blowing up. He's not just got a potential big contract. It's in media. So what I'm saying to you is whatever you do in your bedroom, whatever, everyone, like you are in sports media. I'm in comms, crisis communications, and journalism. That's my background. We understand and are more aware than the public of what can and should not be made aware to the public. So what I'm saying to you is just like you tell me, even though you've been in this game for more than a decade, like you said, like 15 to 18 years, shit like that. You know, you like a 90-year-old nigga. But what I'm saying is
I've been making content for 21 years since I was 14. First time I got a camera. I've been ever since my mom bought me my first camera. I've been making content.
So look, 20 years. But you know what you did though? When we started the podcast, you said, "Hey, let me know what you're comfortable with me saying," because you're aware of it. You understand that in context or out of context, a clip will go out. You feel me? So what I'm saying is like, hey,
yeah, 100%.
Do your BDSM stuff, whatever. But just know, if audio gets out, bro, as a media professional, if you are going to command $100 million, you are going to be held accountable to protecting it. Because you see what Stephen A. did. He was like, man, the race stuff made me uncomfortable. Bruh, he just got his 100. You feel me? So
I don't like that from Stephen A. either.
No.
He threw his mans under the bus.
No.
Threw him completely. He threw him under the bus, backed it up, and rolled over him. But go ahead.
But also, it like we could go there. What I'm saying is like he's a media professional. This is not someone who got. If this was Shannon Sharp getting $100 million for his football contract, you'd be like, man, this football is stupid, man. He should have had someone around him protecting him. You're a media person. Just like perfect example. When he released the statement, his dumb ass didn't copy and paste it. He screenshotted the message that his firm sent him and posted the shit. And so what I'm saying,
I don't even think he posted it. I think one of his social media people posted it.
But listen, he don't. Bro, the more money you make as a black person, the more money you make as a black person, the less benefit of the doubt you're gonna get. And so what I'm saying is like, nah, I understand that, but nah, bro, listen, bro, he's bugging, okay? He's bugging. Like, he has to understand. And then that's before we get to you know what I'm saying? That's just the BDSM. We ain't talking about the black baby gravy, bro. The fuck is wrong? Black baby gravy? Bro, do you know every company that makes gravy fucking had nightmares that night, bro? They ain't want to be attached to this. McCormick Seasoning, bro. They called the CEO. They said, wait, what'd she say? Everybody lay low today. No gravy commercials today, baby. What the fuck is going on? Bro,
I really don't like you, G. I really don't fucking like you. Nigga said the CEO of McCormick.
Bro.
Get this motherfucker away from me, man. Get this man away from me, man.
Black baby gravy,
the
bro.
CEO of McCormick is insane, bro. I bet half y'all out there don't even know what McCormick is. They make most of the seasonings in the cabinet. They make the little gravy packets.
Hey,
tears in my eyes right now.
They don't know that these jokes. The
oh
reference
my god, bro. Oh my.
But listen,
god.
man, I'm just saying, like, we finna move on, bro.
Yeah.
I just want to say, and now, like, that's why it's an avalanche. You feel me? Every time, bro, a black person gets this just in. Justin Johnson of the South Side of Chicago, we won't even got to know the motherfucker, is negotiating the first ever black MLS soccer contract upwards of $200 million. What? This just in.
And to me...
Hold on, wait, I'm not done.
No, ahead.
This just in. Ignore that last report. Justin Johnson has just been accused of masturbating on top of a cat. 10 years ago. Like, bro, like they hold the Illuminati waiting, bro. As soon as you start negotiating, they empty the clip, boy.
I mean, hey, look. Yeah, I told you. If you want to know what this whole episode is about, it's honestly just been about economic warfare. Now, I will stand now, like I said before, I don't know if he's guilty or innocent of these actions. Right?
He's guilty for being kinky.
Yeah, he's guilty for being kinky, but I don't think being kinky is a crime.
No,
and
no,
like,
no, no,
but
it's
also,
not. It's not.
but also, I also believe that like,
No kink shaming over here.
I mean, yeah, everybody say that until a scandal come out.
Yeah, then they kink shame the shit
Yeah,
out
and then
you.
you can
They
then
like,
they
damn.
kink shame the shit out you.
They're like,
Yeah.
damn, Dion, you like putting rubber bands on your pinky toe? What's up, brother?
Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. But I tell all the homies, I ever get a scandal come out, because it ain't gonna be involved with no violence with a woman, because I've never done that. I don't need to. If I ever got a scandal coming out or a tape coming out, feel free to distance yourself. The
No, I'm
internet-
gonna let them. I'm gonna let them
the-
pay me
the-
off. You gonna see me behind that little blurred screen. I'm like, talk with the voice distorted. Like,
I'm fucking crying.
Thomas was always a kinky nigga.
That's how this guy gonna have to give interviews if he don't shut up. Nico Harrison, go ahead. Tell us why he needs to just shut the hell up.
Hey, bro. Hey, dear Nico. Shut up. Just shut your ass up. Nothing you're saying right now is making this better. Then you go come out and say you didn't know that Luka was important to the Dallas fan base. Do me a favor. I want you to take your hand. I want you to grab your head and take it out of your ass. Okay?
All right.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Whenever you think about talking about Luka, look in the mirror and say, you know what? I think I need to shut up. Because it don't make sense, bro. You literally in Cancun. Y'all ain't even in the playoffs. You actively talking about a dude that's in the playoffs. You feel me? Come on, man. Nico, shut your ass up. Throw the key, motherfucker. Damn.
All right. Have you ever
You about to do some dumb shit, bro.
This is Dion Live Reacts.
Let's go.
Have you
Bro,
I'll just go play the clip, bro. Let's get it.
just play the clip. Don't even.
Hold on. I gotta adjust the screen a little bit.
Let me see.
Oh my God. This is Dion Live Reacts.
Let's see. Wait. It froze. Where'd it go?
That's it. Man, so I need to watch it again.
Bro, what the fuck is that? Really, bro? What the fuck? Bro, what is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Bro, you have a problem. Bro, you are on the floor crying. You such a fucking kid, bro. What is up with you?
No. When I saw that shit, I was in there in tears, bro. That's hilarious. I'm sorry, man. That was Dion Live Reacts.
Bro, what the fuck is your... Oh my God, we need somebody to screen the videos, bro. Cause this man is a menace, bro.
Oh my God.
Are you cool, bro? That's crazy.
All right, let's move on. Marvel versus DC. Who you got? That was hilarious. I'm sorry.
You know what? I think about this a lot, and
Really?
yeah, I actually do because I think
Like you think about black people drinking Gatorade?
Yeah, bro. I love when black people drink Gatorade.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But then you looking at motherfucking fellatio videos in the parking lot. Weirdo. You a weirdo.
Don't blame me. Blame the internet. That's on TikTok. You the one that like being on TikTok, and we can hear you touching the mic. Yeah, it sounds like you. Hey, Dion be arguing with y'all. He don't be arguing with me. I be doing it for y'all. He basically telling y'all to shut the fuck up.
For real. Shit. If you was right here, bro, I'd be like, hey, shut your ass up. I really want to pick Marvel, but I'm only thinking about it through the movies. If I'm really talking about, characters and the strength, I don't know, brother. I'm gonna go. It's close, but unless I'm going DC. I like the characters more. If we were talking about only movies, I would pick Marvel, but I think just in totality, I'm picking DC. I think the combination of Batman, Superman, bro. I'm just saying. Yeah. Batman, Superman.
I believe Marvel has the better characters. Like I told you, like Spider-Man, like I am more interested in the alter ego of the superhero from Marvel than I am in the DC ones. Like the DC characters' backstories to me make me do that. Exactly what you just did. That's what DC characters make me do. They aren't.
I agree.
Like they aren't really that interesting. They lack a lot of depth. And although like Marvel characters, they're very all over the place because Marvel has been such like a global, comic book brand. So like you have a lot of different, Marvel characters that are from all around the world, like different superheroes, like Miss Marvel, like that type of stuff, like, Black Panther. So I like the characters that Marvel has better. But I do think that like when it comes to sheer popcorn movies, yeah. I do think DC does a better job of making like sheer like comic book popcorn movies. Like people might not like a lot of the DC stuff, or they might not have been the biggest fans of the Zack Snyder universe, but you can't say that it wasn't entertaining. Now, it might not have been the best written, films in the world, but you can't say that the DC movies aren't very entertaining. And and they also have the best comic book trilogy of all time with The Dark Knight. Like if Spider-Man 3 wasn't horrible, because I didn't like Spider-Man 3. I'll put it this way. I didn't dislike Spider-Man 3, but to me, Spider-Man 2 is the greatest comic book movie ever made, other than The Dark Knight. And if you want to argue me either one of them, I'm fine with that. But to me, DC got the better like comic book popcorn films. Like Marvel, I think probably has the two best films, which to me is Spider-Man and Avengers Infinity War. But I think DC got the better catalog of like good, serious comic book films, if that makes sense. Marvel movies feel like little kid movies.
No, I totally agree. I don't think anybody is touching the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm sorry. Like, and I'll tell you this. I hate that we lost Chadwick as Black Panther, because I feel like their ability to create villains, and I love what they did with Killmonger. You know what I mean? I think that like if Chadwick was alive, the creativity would have went in a different direction. But Dark Knight, bro, let me explain something to anybody out there. The Dark Knight trilogy is so good of a trilogy, you forget that motherfucker Batman ain't real. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I was so in that universe and of those movies. You feel like this shit is just in Detroit or something. You feel like this is like happening. And I don't care what anybody say. There are no villains that are touching Heath Ledger's Joker and Christian Bale's Bane for what they but for different reasons.
Willem Dafoe in the first Spider-Man.
No, listen.
Aunt May slapped this man's hand and then he blew up her house.
Hey, listen, he's stupid.
He literally put his hand in the dress. He said, "Don't do that." That night, he blew her crib up.
You stupid. Listen,
villain.
Listen, but
Walked up to that man, slapped him in the back of the head like a little kid.
I'll tell you this: the villains that stick with you the most are the ones who really challenge you to think about your principles and your ethos and what you believe in, and that's where like you think about the chaos that the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker brought, and then you think about the way that Bane questioned, what you believed in, power dynamics, and like who should really be in control. You feel me? Like I'm talking like those two, and I'm talking about one after the other, bro. That run, that run, that was like LeBron in Miami cooking. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cause I'm like that's when we knew Killmonger was different because that man said I had to go to therapy after because I was a different person. That's when the man was singing with white women on the beach doing push-ups before Killmonger. Okay, now he's a black vampire. I don't know what else to say after that.
I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Michael B. Jordan because we're gonna praise Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, those guys. But I've always been in the boat of like Killmonger was a cool villain. He was smooth.
That's because you're a bigger villain. That's why.
No, it's just like if he was really about that life, he would have knocked off more people. He kind of went light.
No, but hear me out. Only villains would critique a villain for not killing more people.
What you mean?
No, listen. We have to acknowledge this about you.
Thanos snapped half the fucking universe out of existence.
And you appreciated it. You fucking crazy.
It made for great cinema. It was great cinema. It made for great cinema. I left the theater in shock. Like, wow, what a villain. What a villain. What a villain.
No, you walked out that motherfucker like I would have did the same goddamn thing.
No, hell no. I ain't snapping away half of it. He ain't even. Funniest part is he ain't even choose to have people. He just left it up to the Infinity Stones to pick. He just said, "Hey, I just want half the people gone. Stones pick them."
The man didn't curate it at all. Bro.
He did it at all. He ain't say, "I'm saving him," and he just said, "Hey, half of everybody. I'll see y'all later."
Bro, you so. Oh my God. He's so dumb. But I will. Hey man, I think Bane got some of the best quotables.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Or you are simply raised in the darkness.
He said, I paid you a lot of money. That motherfucker, listen to me, bro. He put his hand on his neck. He said he was like, I paid you a lot of money. And you better remember who's in charge. His motherfucker put his hand at the nape of his neck and said, and do you feel that gives you power over me? hey, bro. Yo, I'm in tears, bro. Hey,
the fear in his eyes though was hilarious. What was it?
The man said, and you think this gives you power over me, bro? That shit gave me goosebumps, dog. I said, because he never said what you thought he was gonna say. He never, Bane don't say okay. He was like, I'm in agreement up until a point. Like, bro, it be shit he be saying, dog. But the darkness one, come on, man. The man cut the lights out. He said, you think darkness is your ally? He said that I was raised in it, molded by it. By the time I saw light, I was a man. As a homeless nigga, dog, I've never given a soliloquy like that. I feel like I missed out on my moments, bro. Like, I got to go back, bro. That was the first time I was proud to be a homeless. I wish I lived in the sewers. I was like, bro, he making it sound cool, dog.
Look, as a nigga that's been homeless, I feel you, but no. Niggas that's been homeless before and living out my mama course, I feel you, but no. I am not trying to go back there.
If you see me in a club, this we go when I come to LA, we gonna go to the club and a motherfucker go like, man, you stepped on my shoes. I'm gonna put my hand right on his neck, bro. I'm gonna be like, you think this gives you?
It's crazy.
Yo,
This man is
Oh,
insane.
you have me crying, bro.
This man is insane. All right,
Bro,
G.
yeah.
Let's move on. NBA playoffs heating up. The Cavs are, the Heat are essentially going to get swept. The Cavs look like they're still rolling like crazy.
Yep.
Lakers are down 2-1 in the series right now. The
Yep.
Clippers are up 2-1 in the series. The Thunder are probably about to sweep the Grizzlies.
Yep.
Pacers, Bucks, Indiana is up 2-1.
Yep.
Knicks up 2-1. Boston up 2-1 after a close game. What's your thoughts
So,
on
what's
what's
your-
happening in the playoffs right now?
No, it's pretty much exactly what we expected, which was a lot of great series with like a couple ones that we just need to get over quick. So, shout out to the Thunder. I appreciate them. Zip Memphis the fuck out of here. Let's get them the fuck out of here. Come on. Don't nobody got time for this. So Thunder, I appreciate y'all. Cavs, I appreciate y'all, even though I think y'all still gonna lose. Nobody wants to see Cavs win. I'm sorry. Ta-da.
I want to see them win.
Hey, look, shut up. No. Okay? No, we're not doing that. Save your goodwill for something that matters, motherfucker, okay? No. I wanted to ask you, are there any series right now that you think is gonna swing in the opposite direction and the team will take home? I'll tell you, man, I think that the one that has the biggest potential to like kind of, I think, flip on its head would probably be New York and Detroit.
Yeah, I can agree on that one. I can agree on that one. I also, if I'm being honest, I think the Magic, the young boys for Orlando, like they kind of, to me, I thought the Celtics in Game 3. I'll put it this way: last year, if this was Game 3, they would have came out and dominated and won by 20. I feel like a little bit of that championship malaise.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, we got this. Like, oh, we got this. Like, seeing the Cavs come out in Game 3 and beat the living shit out of the Miami Heat, let me know that they might actually go to the championship. Seeing the Celtics come out against the Magic and give really what I felt like was a lackluster performance and lose Game 3, to me, if I'm the Magic, we got all the momentum. Let's win Game 4. And then we'll let Game 5 decide where we going. And by all intents and purposes, we can go to Boston and steal one. And if we go and steal Game 5, we not coming back to Boston. And I think that could be a series where we all be like, yo, how the fuck did the Celtics lose in the first round? That's my only shocking series, because I think Detroit and New York are about as closely matched as you could possibly get. Yeah. And I think if Isaiah Stewart was healthy, I actually think Detroit will be up in the series 2-1 and not down 2-1, because I do think that they miss his, even though he's a psychopath and he want to fight everybody, they do miss his ability to rebound and be a psychopath and want to fight everybody. Because you see, since he ain't been out there on the floor, the Knicks been playing real tough, a lot of shit talking. I don't think that same shit gonna be happening if if Isaiah Stewart is on the court. Because he crazy enough to crash out and fight and get suspended for a game.
Yeah, I agree.
So I agree with you, but I think it's been a good playoff so far. I mean, obviously it's been a lot of blowouts, but I'm actually glad, because I thought we were going to get a lot of close matchups in the first round, and I'm actually glad to see that the good teams are actually the good teams. You get what I mean?
And the good matchups are going exactly like we thought. You know what I mean? We actually thought, hey, New York ain't just gonna make Detroit roll over. We knew that the Clippers wasn't gonna just let Denver win because they're Denver. We knew that even though, the Lakers got LeBron and Luka, that, Anthony Edwards ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? And they're still like a relatively small team compared to Minnesota. So that was like the one kryptonite that they could have gotten in the first round. But no, like you're right. All of the ones that should have been easy and just got out the way because great teams are great teams. But then you also got these nice random matchups that could go either way. So I agree. But no, still entertaining so far.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's been very interesting. I'm excited to see what will become. I'll put it this way: For all this, JJ Redick is the next Pat Riley. He has been getting out coached by what the fuck is the name of Minnesota's coach? I forgot his name, but he's been getting out coached.
But I will say this.
No, he's been getting out coached, and LeBron. Look, I've been saying it for years, but I finally actually mean it, and it's not just me hating. It's like Braun played an excellent game in Game 3 versus Minnesota, but I've never seen LeBron trip and fall over his feet or dribbling as much as I've seen him this year do that. Braun, go out on top. Don't go out like KG. Get his shit one more year and go home, bro. For real. It looks great. Trust me. When he was smacking them threes, I'm like, all right, this is a GOAT moment. I literally said it to homie. Oh, this is one of his GOAT moments if they win this game. But at the same time, we was all in the room like, yeah, but Braun looked old. Like it was a layup. Somebody went up to get. Braun jumped and tried to get it. His hand barely got above the rim. We was like, damn, bro. Braun would have smacked the shit out of that a couple years ago. Braun, it's time, bro. Announce the retirement tour. Let's make it happen, bro.
All right, cool. Fuck what he talking about. Braun, don't listen to that nigga. He tripping. He don't like you no way. Don't even.
I do like LeBron.
Hey.
Just not on the court.
Whoa, stop yelling at me. So listen, Braun, don't listen to him, okay? He would have snapped half the earth away, okay? Don't even that.
I didn't. That did not come out of my mouth.
That man is a super villain, okay? But I will tell you, like, hey, they better get it together. But that's what I was gonna say to you. What I actually love about this chess match between the coaches, though, is what I do love about JJ is like he's not backing down. Like they asked him, like, man, how did you feel after game 1? He said completely outcoached. Came through game 2, made the adjustments. Game 3, the other coach made the adjustments again. So what I do love about it is like this is a chess match between the coaches, and I just appreciate JJ when he know it's some bullshit. He just call it bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the man walked on the court after the timeout. Man, what the fuck are y'all doing? Thank you. Sometimes you just gotta ask a motherfucker, hey, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You don't even need an answer. Sometimes you holler at your guys, man. He like, yeah, man, I woo. You like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he like, what you mean? I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? He would just walk off because they need to know what the fuck. And like, I just appreciate that you're right. I think that coach is doing a hell of a job, especially when you consider the fact that Rudy Gobert is he's barbecue chicken. So the fact that he's doing that he's out coaching JJ while having a snow cone at center, bravo. A French fucking snow cone. Matter of fact, from now on, Rudy Gobert, you're a croissant. That's what you are. Moving forward, he's a croissant. That's it.
All right, bro. Let's move on. Kendrick.
Yeah.
You actually commented on me posting Luther. I said I think Luther is one of the greatest songs of all time. Which, by the way, I know Luther Vandross, his estate gonna get a nice check coming up. Not even just off that song. Off me replaying If This World Was Mine, the original one. I've been playing that shit like it just came out. Like I genuinely like. I think in terms of a calendar year. Because I believe Not Like Us came out on May 4th. By the time we hit May 4th, I believe Kendrick Lamar will have had the greatest calendar year in the history of hip-hop music. You eliminate Drake. Not Like Us is about to be diamond. Luther's been #1 on the charts for 10 weeks. You've done the Super Bowl. You won 5 Grammys. You won Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Rap Song. You dropped the album that's #1 for 5 weeks, not concurrently, but still. Even after your album been out for 2 months, you still outselling Drake.
Yeah. No, I'll say yeah.
You blocked No Kid from going #1 when you dropped the Luther video.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you.
Man, diabolical.
I'll give you that. It's like Jay-Z dropping every time Nas drop. Diabolical. Like, absolutely. Like I'll give you that. I think calendar year is not even May 4th yet. That's crazy. That's like when you put it in perspective, like that the run is crazy. The run is crazy. And he did all of that and didn't even put the diamond record on the CD that he dropped, bro. That is diabolical.
That or Euphoria. Euphoria, I believe, is I'm sorry, is either platinum or gold. Like he left two bangers off of there.
No. I get you, bro. But you're talking about a 5-time Grammy award-winning diss track that is diamond.
Yeah. He
left it off while also dropping a surprise record. And remember this. You know what? Nah. It's not even up for debate. Because guess what you didn't say, bro?
What?
He did all of this on his record label, bro.
Yeah, true. He owned it all.
Oh, my God, bro.
Oh, yeah. And I forgot. Sold out stadium tours with SZA.
Yep.
Insane run.
Yeah, no,
like
insane.
Absolutely insane run.
There's nothing you can say like when you add in the fact that all of that is on his record label.
Yeah, insane.
And
I believe he on a 90-10 too.
He eating, bro.
He's eating. But
he's eating.
Yep. But all right, let's go ahead. Let's you got a dreamer of the week this week?
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead. Let's get it in. Talk to us. Who's your dreamer of the week?
I want to see your face when I say it though. Could you get back on screen?
This nigga's a clown, bro. This is my guy. This motherfucker's a fool, man. Y'all don't know how much. Y'all see Dion all his TED talks and shit. Dion is a fool, man. He been this way since we was teenagers. He's a goddamn fool, bro. This man is a fool, bro.
My dreamer of the week is Elmo, bro.
Let me hit the music so we can get up out of here.
Bro, listen, and I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Bro, there is a character on Sesame Street called Zoe. And Zoe has a pet rock.
Okay.
And the rock's name is Rocco.
Okay.
And when you get a chance, I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to put in Elmo versus Rocco compilation.
Okay.
And this man Elmo, since the beginning of this character arc, every time she mentioned like, "Oh, I have cookies," and Elmo was like, "Can I get a cookie?" Zoe said, "Nah, that's Rocco cookie." And this motherfucker Elmo look at the camera like, and he said, "He's a dope rock." Like, bro, he's packed the fuck out on the rock.
That's me with my dog.
Bro. Shout out Elmo for being dream of the week, bro.
That's hilarious.
Sometimes you gotta call it like it is, bro. Rocco is a rock, man. Okay? Right? Bro.
That is not like
bro,
when I said I had a friend that was a raccoon and you was like, wait a minute, that's not what I thought you that is not where I thought we was going with that. All right, lesson of the week. What's your lesson of the week?
Lesson of the week is if you're always the strongest one in the room, it's time to switch rooms. Does it let you know that, okay, hey, you've learned, you've experienced, but you're not growing, And I just think that it's important to understand. You know what I love about hospitals, schools, and gyms is that when you go in there, when you look to your right, there's always somebody worse off than you. And when you look to your left, there's always somebody better than you.
What if you Kobe and you shooting in the gym by yourself? No, I'm sorry. I'm ruining your lesson of the week. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
It's about to be Elmo and Rocco again. You keep fucking with me, okay? And let me tell your dog to bark. But no, I just think that, we want to make sure that look, the dog looked at him. Look at his thing. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. But no, I just think that it's important to understand, like, hey, you don't have to be the strongest in the room. And if you find yourself consistently only being the strongest one in the room, then it's time for you to switch it up, man. You got to make sure that you hold yourself accountable to that discomfort that is associated when you're growing and you're learning and you're applying. What about you, man?
I have a few lessons actually. Two. Two. First lesson is in order to trust the dream, you got to trust your team.
Ooh.
It's just facts. Like with Wordplay Comedy Club, this has been a passion project for me, not only for me but also for you.
Yep.
We've had some. I wouldn't even say a rocky start because it takes time and money and effort and blood, sweat, and tears, which literally I've shed blood, sweat, and tears for it to make things that you're passionate about actually come to fruition. And being in the event space, is a lot different than this content sphere where when we finish this show, I'm going to cut the podcast clips, upload the podcast, upload the video, and then it's done, right? But that's all filtered and touched through my hands, other than you participating on your half, by showing up. Versus when you think about, and I've been speaking a lot about this, event space is different from the internet. So having the trust in my trust in my dream enough to trust my team. And I have this argument with one of my homies all the time, because he always be like, you too trusting of people when you try to do business with them. And I'm like, no, I'm not, because usually they getting paid or they on a contract. So like if you getting paid or you on a contract, there is there's no discernment in what this agreement is. It's on paper in black and white. So it's a lot different than when you just like trying to start stuff with people and then it blow up and nobody got anything clearly defined. So I was like, so it's not about like trusting them because I need them to be my best friend to do business with them. I'm like, it's in trusting that they have the skill to do the thing that I cannot do, or to know about the thing that I don't know about. And when I speak about that, I'm talking about like trusting Rob, who runs the head of hospitality and stuff for like for the comedy club, trusting in him to go out and get the right sponsors and the right liquor and curate the proper drink menu and the proper bar, because I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? It's trusting my guy Eric to make sure that we market it and we promote it and we got the hottest influencers in the building, so that way they can tell their friends and everyone can see what we're building and we can get the word out. So if you want to trust in your dream, you have to trust in your team. So rather than me trying to go out there and talk to liquor sponsors and influencers and all this other stuff, I'm trusting in my guys to do what they do, and they have been performing phenomenally. And sometimes, especially as a go-getter and a person that's multifaceted, or even just a hard worker like yourself, sometimes you got to relinquish those duties and trust your team to accomplish the dream. And the second one is, don't be afraid to negotiate, and don't be afraid to say, no, I'm walking away. I've had multiple negotiations over the past couple weeks with different, potential business partners, and I haven't been afraid to say, nah, we might have to do something different. And sometimes you have to be fearless in that aspect and do that. And more times than not, if you're willing to say that, but come not with a deconstructive ideology, but come with a constructive criticism or constructive retort, you are able to do that. The problem is people do that and then they walk away. I don't do that. I say, hey, if this isn't going to work for us, I will walk away. But we can do this instead. And that's how you do good business. And more times than not, people will always be more willing to do business with you when you come from that position, rather than a hard line one where you just only want your way. So young dreamers out there, young businessmen, young content creators, young podcasters, take those lessons. Usually I don't have the deep lessons like that. I be talking about some goofy shit, but I actually felt like I learned some really valuable lessons that I could pass on to the other youth. Hopefully you if you black, you listen to that, you learn something, because we love black people. So let's get up out of here. Dion, lead us off with something that's going to carry us into next week.
Absolutely, man. Listen, this week's affirmation is simple. Repeat after me. I will seek spaces that challenge and elevate me. I will seek spaces that challenge and elevate me. And what that just means is, hey, listen, I'm going to make sure that I push for it, that I go for it in rooms and in spaces that, that is different. That's all. I'm gonna seek it out. So now it's time for y'all to get going. We've been with y'all almost 2 hours, man. It's time to get on up out of here. I can't hear you.
Yep, hour 40. I gotta go make some content. The content game never stops. Shout out to all of the fans. Shout out to all of the new dreamers. We gaining new subscribers every day. It's a build, as Dion said. We on the race to 1 million. Shout out to all y'all out there.
His arm gonna be looking like this. When we get that million,
that's funny.
Yeah,
Shannon Sharp. If you like pain, go get you some tattoos, bro.
Yeah, with your kid.
Until next time, we'll get up with y'all later. It's been much love, man.